What is up, guys? Viperfly, and we're gonna do some car news. Now, prefix launches Gen 5 Viper Targa package. It'll cost 10,000, so it's about 25 grand less than the Medusa package that you could get for it. So it's kind of like imagine the Pontiac, what was it, Trans Am with the T-top. It's like that, but without the line that makes the T-top a T-top. So yeah. So if you don't want the Medusa, you could have the Targa top, which frankly I get because I'm not a convertible person. Now, Pentastar, they have hit 5 million engines and counting. That's a lot of engines in the universe. It has been put in 14 different vehicles since 2011, and that includes the Jeep Grand Cherokee, the Dodge Challenger, the Dodge Avenger, the Chrysler 200, the Dodge Grand Caravan, the Durango, and the Journey, and a few other vehicles I'm not going to list. Now, Jeep have decided they're going to put a diesel in the Cherokee, not the Grand Cherokee. It's going to be a 2.2-liter diesel engine. It's going to make 200 horsepower, which makes more than the 2.4-liter. And it makes a lot more torque. It makes 324 pounds-feet of torque, which, let's just say I had to look this up because it was originally in Newton meters, which is 444. Now, sadly, this is the Italian version. Chrysler, why? But some resources say it could come to the U.S., which I think would actually be pretty good. Now, India's heat wave is so bad that it's melting roads. I'm not lying. Seriously, there is a video out that the roads are kind of melted. Not like a soup or anything like that, but I'm telling you, it's bad. Now, if you don't know what JLR means, it is Jaguar Land Rover Special Vehicles Operation Division, thinking about next-gen Discovery SVX model. Now, for those of us who are old enough and look around the internet to think about what SVX means, no, I'm not referencing a Subaru. If you don't know what that means, just type in Subaru SVX in Google. You'll see what I'm talking about. Now, we don't have very many details at the moment, but SVO is kind of like a performance operation sort of thing, but it does do some other things. So, I don't really know what they're going to do with it, but it'll be interesting. Now, 2016 Hyundai Equus, I don't know how you pronounce that. You can try. Gains hands-free smart trunk opening. What does that mean? It means you don't have to touch the trunk to make it open, which means you don't have to burn any calories. But they didn't really change it. It is the 2016 model, which is technically new in air. I did do that in air quotations, but it still has the same 5-liter V8. Still has the same looks. It's still rear-wheel drive. The interior is not really new. I mean, it's new compared to the last generation, but it's not new. Not really for 2016. So the only thing you're actually professional. Sorry. Anyway, the only thing you're actually getting is, well, frankly, just the way to not have to burn any calories when you go shopping and have to put everything in the boot. Now, turbocharged 5-cylinder engines for the Audi R8 and Lamborghini Huracan. I'm pretty sure my open office thing typed that wrong. Oh wait, no, never mind. Anyway, so car and driver think that the Audi's 5-cylinder turbocharged engine, the one in the RS3, is going to be put into the Lamborghini and the Audi. I doubt that, because Lamborghini, they haven't had 5 cylinders, 4 cylinders. I believe they've had a few V8s, but not really. They've mostly had V10s and V12s. So the fact that they're not even going to go with a V8 and just go to 5-cylinder, that I highly like. The Audi, that makes sense, but Lamborghini, I think they're going to have to pass up on that offer. I would. Now, 2016 Chevrolet Cruze debuts on June 4th. Yes, it's another compact car, and, well, frankly, it's probably going to get recalled in the next decade. Ignition recall. So, yeah, I don't know. It's going to have an 8.4-inch MyLink touchscreen, not as big as Chrysler's 8.4 unit. But, I don't know, it's just, I've seen spy shots of it, too. It looks good, and that's coming from me. I don't like any GM product. And I don't actually hate to admit it, because it actually does look pretty nice. But, you know, they're still GM. And that may sound, you know, spiteful, but GM, it's just, we've seen how many recalls they're having to do. And I know people say the same about Chrysler, but Chrysler's recalls, The major ones have been linked to the Takata recall, and that's not the vehicle. That's not the automakers themselves' fault. That's the airbag makers' fault, and the only major ones aren't really as major as you think. So yeah. Now McLaren, McLaren, why? They will not offer. Sorry for voice crack. McLaren won't offer a 540C, which is like a 570S, but with less power, in the United States. Now, supposedly that us Americans do not want the lesser power one. We want the more powerful version. But if you ask me, what if people can't afford 184 grand for a McLaren? Then they should have offered the 540C, which would probably be 150 grand anyway, which is still more than the Viper, which means Viper's better value than both of them anyway. And it's faster and more powerful, and probably just as light and has more torque. Let's just say the Viper's probably a better bet, frankly. So, die-hard Porsche 911 fans get ready to sob again, because aside from them dropping the, I believe, hydraulic steering in the new 911, supposedly in the next 911, they're also going to drop naturally aspirated six-cylinder engines. What does that mean? If you buy a Porsche 911 in the future, its code name is 992, and, well, frankly, it's only going to be turbocharged. Yeah. So if you see that hashtag long live NA engines, that's just a joke. It's just a joke. But even the base 911 ones, like the Carrera and that sort of thing, those will be turbocharged. But my thing is with that, because you know they have the 911 Turbo and the Turbo S. Those are special because they're turbocharged. What would be the point if you had all of the 911s being turbocharged? What would be the point of that? Then you wouldn't be able to do 911 Turbo because you'd have 911 Carrera Turbo, 911 Carrera 4S Turbo, 911 GT3 Turbo, 911 GT3 RS Turbo, 911 GT, what is it? What was that other? 911, Porsche 911 GTS Turbo, 911 GTS Cabriolet Turbo or Targa Turbo. You know what I mean? That's just redundant. Who would do that? Now, the news we have all been waiting for! 2016 Dodge Viper ACR is back and is the fastest street legal track Viper ever. It has the same engine, so it means it still has 645 horsepower and 600 pound-feet of torque. But it's lighter. They say they lightened it by 110 pounds. That may not sound like a lot, but you gotta keep in mind, for how big that V10 is, it literally weighs, the heaviest one is only 3,300 pounds. That means this is quite nearly almost 2,900 pounds. That's crazy light. It creates 2,000 pounds of downforce at 177 miles per hour. If anyone knows about the European spec Alfa Romeo 4C, and if they know the way to that, they will be gasping in awe because that means the Viper at 177 creates more. It creates more downforce. Well, it creates more downforce than pretty much any other car that's ever been made. But that also means that it creates so much weight just in air alone. It's more than an Alpha. That's crazy. It can create 1.5 G's in the corner, and I think driven well enough, it can create 2. That's painful. 0 to 60, we don't really know at this moment, but I'd say probably just around standard, because it may have all the aero bits, but it is still lighter, so it does kind of balance itself out. Now, it is still manual, so that means all you track day rats, that's not a mean thing to say, it really isn't. That means all you track day lovers, you will be able to take the fairness out of everyone else's track day. Which I know I would. But even with the TA, okay, the TA is still faster than the Z06 because engine, what is it called? It was something, I can't remember what it was. Heat soak. Heat soak. Yeah. But even the TA was faster than the Z06. Now that the ACR is out, the Z06, even with the Z07 package, won't be able to hold a candle to the ACR. I think this is a hypercar killer. And I just realized I spelled it wrong. Hold on. There, save. But that's crazy. That's insane. This is the year to be a car lover. It truly is. Now, for the next bit of news, that's also related to, well, somewhat, not really related to the Viper, but first glimpse of the SRT Tomahawk vision concept for Gran Turismo 6. You're probably wondering, what does that mean? Well, for anyone who was born in the 80s, or anyone who knows anything about cars, will know that the Tomahawk name is not the first time Chrysler's used that. They used it on a Viper-engined motorcycle, which I've seen, and it's beast. It is so beast as anything. Now, we don't really know a lot about this, but it was specifically made for Gran Turismo 6, which means you won't be able to find it in any other game. Not much is known about said vehicle, but we do know it looks to be a mid-engined vehicle, just by how it's cab-forward designed. So yeah, anyway guys, I hope you have enjoyed that news. I know I certainly am loving this ACR news. I'm cow. Everyone keeps video bombing me, but that's not the point. I hope you had fun. Make sure to like my videos and subscribe for more, and I will see you guys later. SR Viper for the win!